Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Come Grow Spiritually with me, Pamela from Unimed. I am so grateful that you are here. For those of you that are coming back, thank you for being here at the start of this series and for your love and support. I so appreciate you. And if you're new, welcome. I'm so grateful that you stumbled across this series. Obviously, you're curious about learning and growing and expanding your spiritual journey, as am I. So let's do this together. This branch of my Come Grow Spiritually series is going to be about goddesses and archangels. Today we're going to be talking about Medusa. And Medusa technically is not a goddess. She is a classic Greek pantheon. The reason I want to talk about Medusa today is because recently I have been feeling this different kind of energy pulling towards me. Now, I do feel that Hecate, who we'll discuss in another video, had called to me about 8 months ago or so. I started feeling this connection and I started hearing the name and stuff was coming up on my social media feeds about Hecate. And I was like, I need to look into this because I feel like this is a sign or a message for me from the universe. And so I did start to acknowledge and work with Hecate, and I continue to do so. But lately, I've been feeling there's this different kind of energy, like this. It's a feminine energy. It feels dark, and not in a bad way. And I feel like it's been calling towards me, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And today, one of the spiritual people that I follow on my social media feed came up and she was like, I have a message. I don't know who needs to hear this. But she said that Hecate is stepping aside and allowing Medusa to come in because at this point you're being called to work with Medusa. And for whatever reason, that resonated with me. Now again, spirituality is very unique. So there's sometimes that this creator puts out messages and I'm like, that's not for me. But today when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's what this energy is. So I knew immediately while I was having my morning coffee this morning that today's Come Grow Spiritually video was going to be about Medusa because I feel like that message was meant for me. So let's get into and explore a little bit more about Medusa, how she calls, and how to work with her. So Medusa may be one of the most misunderstood figures in mythology. For centuries, she's been painted as this monster. And I mean, I grew up knowing about Medusa. She's got snakes in her hair, and if you look at her, she would turn you to stone, right? That is the depiction that I had of Medusa from growing up. And again, just came from videos and games or legends or stories people told kind of thing. So she's kind of always been painted as this dark entity. You don't want to look at Medusa. You don't want to cross her because she will turn you to stone. But what I've been learning this morning is that spiritually, Medusa represents something far more sacred. She represents the reclamation of feminine power, protection, and truth. So early art shows and depicts Medusa as beautiful and radiant. But her story changed when Poseidon violated him in Anesa's temple. And instead of punishing him, Athena transformed Medusa's beauty into something terrifying. Her hair became serpents, and her gaze could turn anyone that looked upon her to stone. Now, from a spiritual lens, this transformation wasn't a curse, although it looks like it. It was an initiation. And Medusa became a symbol of sacred rage, divine boundaries, and spiritual protection. So although Medusa is not technically a goddess in Greek mythology, she has evolved into a goddess archetype, a being who embodies the collective energies of reclamation of power, so transforming pain into strength, shadow integration, owning the parts of yourself you may fear or reject, protection, setting energetic and emotional boundaries, and Kundalini awakening, her serpent hair symbolizing rising spiritual energy and transformation. All right, how you might be feeling Medusa's energy if she is calling upon you. So you may feel that she is calling upon you and her energy when you begin to start reclaiming your voice after trauma and silence, which I've been doing. You feel misunderstood, vilified, or judged for being powerful or expressive. You're setting boundaries and no longer tolerating disrespect, exactly where I'm at in my life right now. You're drawn to serpents, snake energy, or transformative themes. I can view them from afar. And you feel a surge of sacred rage, energy rising that demands truth and justice. These are not coincidences. They are invitations to alchemize your pain into empowerment. And this is where I feel like I am in my life, where I am being called, right? Okay, so you might be feeling her energy and feeling like you're being called to work with her. So how do you do that? Well, here's what I've learned today. One of the ways that you can work with her is meditate or journal with her energy. So lighting a candle and visualizing her. Go ahead, pop an image of her up on your phone so that you can have a look at it during the process. I mean, visualizing is challenging for me. I'm more like get information and I feel information, right? So I will put her picture up later today and do some meditation. So you visualize her and you ask, Medusa, what do you want me to see about my own power? And you either sit in meditation and allow the answer to come to you, or if you're a writer and journaling's your thing, write out what comes. A second way that you can work with her is shadow work and healing rituals. So work through anger, shame, or fear, and not as flaws, but as sacred teachers. Medusa will help you confront what's buried and transmute it into wisdom. So listen, the biggest healing parts of my journey have been over the last year and a half, where I have recognized that I don't need to fix the anger. I don't need to fix the shame, and I don't need to hide from the fear. That I need to embrace them and integrate them because they have a powerful place in my evolution, right? I cannot know what it feels like to be proud of myself if I also don't know how to experience shame. So this past year, I've been doing a lot of shadow work and healing rituals where I've been working to embrace these emotions, not hide from them, not pretend that they're not there, but allowing myself to experience them, feel them, process through them, learn the lesson that they're teaching me, and integrate it into the new version of myself moving forward. Sacred symbols. So you can keep like a snake charm or a medallion for protection. You can work with black obsidian or serpentine crystals. You can place the crystals on your altar or with a small mirror to symbolize reflection and protection. So I have black obsidian, so today I am going to do a meditation around channeling Medusa's energy, which I'm just going to find from some other fabulous creator on YouTube here. And I'm going to do that with my black obsidian. 4, another way that you can work with Medusa is affirmations. So affirmations to embody Medusa's energy. So I'm going to give you 4 here. I will make sure to put them in the comments of this video so that you have them if you choose to want to use them. So affirmation number 1, I transform my pain into power. How powerful is that? My truth is sacred and untouchable. My energy is my protection. And I no longer fear my shadow. I honor it. Ooh, I just got chills. I love these. I love these. I love these. Okay, and finally, number 5, another way that you can work with Medusa is reclaim the glaze. Look into your own eyes in the mirror and say, I see my power. I see my truth. I see me. How beautiful is that? So there you have it. That is just a opening invitation to get to know a little bit more about Medusa, what the energy may feel like if she's calling towards you, and how you can work with her should you choose to do so. And I gotta tell you, I know that this video that I saw this morning that was like Hecate's bringing Medusa forward and telling you need to work with her was meant for me. Just from the research I've done this morning and in creating this video. This is exactly where I am right now. I am turning into my power. I am reclaiming my truth and speaking it proudly. I am beginning to see me for who I truly am. Not who people told me I needed to be, or people, molded me into being, or society told me the way I need to behave and who I need to be and what I need to do. I am tapping back into that power of me, of who I am. And listen, I'm fucking powerful. But we're all powerful, right? Like, I don't say that like as an ego thing, like, oh, I'm powerful and you're not. I know that I'm powerful. And I know that you're powerful as well. And the more you tap into this journey, the more you're going to start to recognize and feel that to be true inside your soul. So I most certainly am going to be embracing what I have learned today. And I am going to begin working with Medusa in the ways in which we talked. I'm going to be doing some meditation later today. Those affirmations literally gave me chills. So that will be a part of my process. I love the idea of looking into the mirror and looking at myself and reclaiming my power and my truth and who I am. So that will definitely be another way in which I will be working and honoring Medusa's energy. So remember, Medusa teaches that power isn't about domination. It's about self-possession. How beautiful is that? When you work with her, you are reclaiming your sovereignty and learning to stand unapologetically in your own truth. Tingles! Even when the world misunderstands your light. All right, that's it for me today, folks. Please go ahead and let me know what was something that you learned from this little introduction into Medusa, or have you been working with Medusa? And if so, would you be willing to share a little bit of your experience or the way in which that you work with her? Because again, I'm just learning. And so if you can teach me, please share your knowledge, share your experience. That is how I learn best, is through people's experience and through research, and then shifting through and seeing what fits with me. All right, beautiful souls. Thank you so much. I feel fired up today. I feel fired up from the research today and feeling like Medusa is here with me and calling upon me and wanting me to work through this next step of my process with me. So I'm excited. I feel powerful. And I want you all to feel this too. So go ahead, allow yourself to explore your spirituality unapologetically. And I'm wishing you a very blessed day, my friends, and I will see you tomorrow.